Hey, readers. So today's lesson is about goals. And we set goals 2 weeks ago. Last week we checked in. And so today is a good day to reset new goals. And so, just as a refresher, as an example, my goal was to finish my math book and do a synthesis page because I've been reading about math instruction. And so, I want to celebrate the fact that I finished reading my math book, but then I didn't get to the synthesis page. And so, something I notice about myself as a reader is I always prefer the reading part of it. Like, I will burn through books, but I don't stop to jot about my reading. And so, that's a habit that I want to get better at. So my goals for the next 2 weeks is to jot about what I've read already. So I have a stack of like 6 books that I've read, and I wanna make sure I jot my thinking about those books, to keep those, in my notebook so I have them handy when I need to refer back to them. But also moving forward, I wanna make sure that I'm jotting at least if it's a young adult book, maybe I wait till the end, but if it's a professional book, maybe I'm jotting every couple chapters to really capture my thinking along the way, and work on those synthesis pages. So, the big goal for the next 2 weeks for me is to be more consistent about jotting about my reading. Now, my daughter's goal was to be more aware of her losing focus. And so we dug into a little bit on that, like giving her some strategies, but we found out a lot of it was choice, and making sure that she was actually reading a book that she wanted to read. So she's in one right now, and she's going to continue monitoring that because that's a skill that we got to use, when we are young, all the way through, old age. Continuing to monitor our own engagement. So she'll continue to focus on that, but her new goal for the next 2 weeks is to be more consistent about finding a time to read because the last couple weeks she's had friends over and she's going to her grandmother's house for a few days in West Virginia. And so her goal is to making sure, like, even though she's on vacation, to chunk out at least 30 minutes to read. So that consistency. So, here's the reason why we set goals is because it helps motivate us to keep reading and to keep reaching for our goals and becoming stronger readers. That's why we set them in school. But why we do them at home too is because if we don't set those goals, then we don't have something to be working towards. So we want to continue to make sure that we're setting and resetting goals, because if we've met the goals, then we need to, choose a new one. But then if we haven't met the goal, maybe we need to reset it or give us something else to work towards. So uh, go ahead and reset some goals for the next couple weeks. What do you want to work on? Where do you want to grow as a reader? And work with your kiddos and helping them if you've noticed a habit or something that they're doing that you would like for them to get stronger at. You can always suggest that. It doesn't have to be just the child choosing the reading goal. So, and remember, we write them down in our reader's notebook. And however we're tracking it, mine will be visible in my notebooks because you'll see my notes and I'll put the dates on them so we can see over the next 2 weeks if I've grown. So make sure that you're resetting goals and tracking your reading. Happy reading!